Football Association A Division Men's Football League second day. Vamsadhara versus Godavari FC. Best of luck both the teams. Both the captains are on the referee's photo session. Godavari FC versus Vamsadhara. It's the third match of today's morning session. Afternoon session, there is a fourth match, Vishaka versus Kule.
Good morning, everyone, and we are all set for the third battle of the day in the AP Super Cup 2025. It's an incredible tournament, an incredible platform for both the teams, for a volley of youngsters who are trying to prove themselves. And this clash is going to be between two phenomenal teams in action, Vamsadhara FC and Godavari FC. I think it's kind of needless to say that this fixture is a lot of import. And a quick look at the match officials. UB Himavardhana, the referee, B. Lakshmi Shai and M. Gatappa, the assistant referees, and M. A. Husefa, the fourth official. Obviously, a big name referee assessor, P. Srinivas Rao. And it's going to be me, Rohit, who will take you forward in this all important fixture. A quick look at the starting 11 of Vamsadhara FC: Madan Kumar, Ganesh, Pawan Kumar, Santosh, Shrikhar, Naveen, Praveen, Vijay, Leela Shankrishna, and Santosh Kumar. And for Godavari, it's going to be Milan, Sunil, Apanna, Bhaskar, Abhijit, Premnath, Parthiv, Rajesh, Akshay, Mohammad Samas, and Dilip. It kind of goes without saying that these two teams, they would be hoping of emptying their tanks out in the middle. This clash will have so much to look forward to. Quite a few stars in the mix as well from Andhra Pradesh. And I think it goes without saying that these stars, they'll be tested, and they'll be tested until that final ember. And on your frame, as you can see, attacking from the left to the right, it is Godavari FC dressed in their greens, and on your frame, attacking from the right to the left, dressed in their signature pink, it is Vamsadhara FC. Stern test for both the set of players. And this match is coming to you live on the official YouTube channel of Sports KPI and APFA official. So do stay tuned as we are about to witness another full-blown, another solid battle in the making. And off we go here, match 7 at the RDT Sports Village, Ananthapuram. Godavari Football Club locking horns with Vamsadhara FC. A challenge supreme for both the teams. More importantly, a quest for answers on the horizon. As Bob Dylan would have sang, the answer, my friend, is blowing in the wind. But the thing is, can you get hold of the answers? That's the major point. As players, you have to be very, very aware of your situations, and more importantly, you have to understand that you cannot have a bigger platform than this to showcase your talent for the bigger leagues, whether it's I League 3, I League 2, I League, Indian Super League as well. A loud shout out to Met Plus, to Muster, the principal sponsors of AP Super Cup. An excellent ball out there. And also the Sports KPI and APFA for being the most phenomenal ones to come together and play and take that initiative of broadcasting this tournament. I think, of course, now with the global broadcast being available, it's an added incentive for all these young players as well to showcase that talent of theirs, to try and put forth their best foot and get themselves up and rolling, get themselves up and running. And the more you witness these players in action, I think if there's one thing that you get this feeling of is they are made for the bigger stages. I think, of course, they'll need a bit of brushing up to do, and early aggression out there from Godavari Football Club. The opposition goalkeeper was quick to get out of his line there and ramp him down altogether. Cleared away by Godavari Football Club. Now a chase for the ball out there by Vamsadhara FC. Yeah, does well to actually keep the ball in play. But once again, kind of running into a defensive ball altogether, just cleared away, and we have our revered guests gracing us with their hand of presence, of course. That's a long throw. Not the best throws that you would see, can be better. The tussle for the ball continues, but looks like they've dropped a bit of momentum. And now Godavari Football Club racing forward from the right. Wanted to tee it off out in the center, but not the intended player that they were eyeing for. Goes back to Godavari Football Club. Another gentle push. They do well to try and control that, but Vamsadhara FC were pretty consistent. Snatched the ball away just in the nick of time. The game is coming to you live from RDT Sports Village, Ananthapuram. Another opportunity went passing by. That was, in fact, a mighty close one. An acrobatic, glorious back volley. Hammer set up there. And the ball kind of goes itself down. So the goalkeeper's stance might have looked that it wasn't any big of a big shy on goal, but showed it had the menace that one would expect. The fight for the ball continues. That's a nice switch on together. Vamsadhara FC, they come in from the left and they do well to keep the ball in, is it? No, looks like the ball had already crossed the bounds. And the referee has blown the whistle, thereby awarding possession to Godavari FC. As they do well, that is some exquisite footwork there. Went past three defenders, the flag has stayed down. 1v1 situation! The Godavari Football Club has secured the lead out there. A top quality through ball offered. And an exquisite finish out there. Hammering home to perfection.
Godavari FC scored the goal.
Just that opening that Godavari club would have wanted. And a solid run forward after being at the receiving end of what was $1 million defense splitter. And then Akshay taking the charge on himself, saw the goalkeeper advancing and knew exactly where to put it. In the bottom left corner of the net as Godavari Football Club drive forward, and this all important clash. He wanted that opening goal there. And Godavari FC. Rajah's gotten themselves that catalyst that can galvanize them into further action. Another one of those long balls. And a bit of a hardy scrimmage on that one. The referee laying down the law, awarding a free kick. In fact, that has gone in favor of Godavari FC. I think it was due to that harsh nature of the tackle. Also, the player from Vamsadhara Football Club, I don't think he was in total control of the ball there. He went all guns blazing for his counterpart. And a free kick from a pretty decent juncture, to be honest. I reckon 30-35 yards out there. Godavari Football Club, they've got a few numbers up. 3 players circling around, and a decent free kick could have been better though. All the way to the opposition goalkeeper, Madan Kumar. Not the best of times for Vamsadhara Football Club. And once again, another forward ball, but Vamsadhara just clear their danger lines where it mattered the most. I think they will have to be a lot more responsive from here on. If they are to equalize, they will need their players stepping up in unison, in tandem. It cannot be just reactions and responses to quagmires. It has to be a coordinated plan, a cohesive strategy, a collaborative enterprise coming forward and disseminating that across the yard. And now it is Vamsadhara Football Club on the ball. They haven't been as active as Godavari FC. They have been more or less pinned down to their own defensive third, trying to clear the ball, trying to play the first responders to the immediate jeopardy. That's another lovely ball. Flagger stayed down. Incredible setup into the center. Timely intervention there from Vamsadhara Football Club, but Godavari FC, they are relentless for the ball and they step forward trying to sneak their way through a melee of boots from Vamsadhara Football Club. And eventually, at the end of the day, the danger lines have been cleared. Vamsadhara FC, they wobbled, they stuttered, they grumbled, and yet they had one thing on their minds, that by hook or by crook, that ball shouldn't go in. That's the mindset. That's the mentality that you will want at all times. No matter what it is, come hell or high waters, you got to keep the ball away from the danger line of yours. The more it comes closer. A bit of a chat between the referee and the assistant referee. Something was off, and that is exactly what the assistant referee wants to point. With VAR not being available, I think this is the new way of communication, which is always good when you have an extra pair of eyes on the game. I mean, you got to use that. You just cannot be very restrictive about the fact that it's the referee makes the call. If something has been spotted, because a single pair of eyes on the ball from a different position, and then there's another pair of eyes watching that entire situation from a different perspective. It kind of changes how you reflect. That's another lovely ball and an incredible opportunity as well, but unfortunately, the shot was not on target. It went kind of haywire. There you go. Fine ball, knitted into the stride, and a knock. Could have been miles better, could have been a lot more channelized, which it wasn't, thereby leading to that goal kick. And for the ones watching, just to give you all a quick heads up, every half is of 40 minutes throughout this tournament, so I think it's more about trying to accommodate 4 matches in a day. It's starting off early, so obviously. And another long ranger. It was testing the goalkeeper of Vamsadhara Football Club. More trouble for them. Brewing. And they'll really need to come around. They'll really need to think about what they want. That midfield of theirs. It has an open alley. And time and time again, Godavari FC haven't really hesitated in streaming down in absolute numbers through that center line. And now it is Godavari Football Club from the left again. Another cross. And the goalkeeper trying to be cheeky out there. Ideally, when you have a player on the fringe of that penalty box, the best recourse for you is just collect the ball. Don't try something fancy. Try and chest it down and whatnot. It is a bit tricky, and then not always will you have things under control. So when there's pump on you, you gotta collect, you gotta do the fundamentals right, and that's all that is expected. That's all that is needed. That should get the trick done for you. It's as simple as that. Simplification might be an understatement, might be an underrated term. Here's a lovely chance for Vamsadhara FC though. They were rushing forward, trying to volley the ball towards the goal. Unfortunately, it wasn't going to be enough. A great opportunity created. Another chance, and that's the second goal. Godavari Football Club once again converging in front of the goal, and they all came together. And it's that same man whose hunger for the ball in that final third keeps on rising. Akshay, that's a poor giveaway there by the defender. Before Akshay latched onto the ball, that final touch came from a Vamsadhara FC defender. I reckon it was B. Ramakrishna who kind of pushed the ball onto the way there, is it? I mean, it's more of a chaotic situation. I think it wasn't Ramakrishna, it was Dilip. Yeah, it was Dilip with that last touchdown there, setting it up into the stride of Akshay, and he's just stormed it home. And Godavari Football Club, they can celebrate. Just the kind of start that they would have expected, they would have anticipated. It's all out there for you to see. When you get openings like these, you always tend to put forward things that you might not like. And Vamsadhara Football Club, kind of all over the place. And Godavari Football Club once again from the right. Cross comes floating in. Another chance. I reckon he got a bit too under the ball there, imparting it. Unwanted elevation. Might have also taken a deflection, is it? Yeah, looks like it is. And it's going to be a corner kick. Another opportunity for Godavari Football Club to try and triple that lead of theirs. They're taken along the carpet. Nice bit of a pushback. And now a forward touch to it, straight into the hands of the goalkeeper. Another fine clearance out there, back with Godavari Football Club. 16 minutes on. Another lovely ball, another opportunity. Goes for that second post. Goalkeeper makes a hash of affairs. And I reckon the ball's gone in. Yes, the goal has been given. And Godavari Football Club has tripled their lead. And Akshay, he's completed his hat-trick in the 17th minute. And I think that's a historic feat in the glistening antiquity of AP Super Cup. The fastest hat-trick of the tournament, and I reckon the first hat-trick as well. The goalkeeper, he spilt the ball, inviting trouble, and by the time Akshay could push it back in, it was already hefty enough. The defender should have gone forward with that extended boot of his instead of just trying to concentrate on getting his arms out of the way there. The goalkeeper, he had no second chance. That first one was a letdown. What an incredible moment for this youngster Akshay. A hat-trick within just 18 minutes. Would you believe that? Top quality football on display. And Godavari Football Club, they are laying waste to Vamsadhara FC. The goalkeeper once again came out of his line very cluelessly, just dashing for the ball. And then that stature of the tackle, that could have taken the players along as well. I think it's understandable you've done a mistake, but that shouldn't affect the rest of your game. It's a part and parcel of it. You got to take that. Corner comes floating in. Here's a chance again. Akshay on the ball. But this time Akshay. Can Akshay win it back? No, he's got other players around. Three goals for Godavari Football Club. And it is kind of obvious that they would like to have all hands on deck to try and score more goals. Decent control. There is step up. The best possible way, is it? "20 minutes on the tick up. 3-0 for Godavari Football Club. We've already witnessed the first hat-trick of the tournament, and that too within 17 minutes of the game. What an incredible feat. As the water break has been given, I think it's all about now understanding Now it's all about once again just confirming it is Akshay with that maiden hat trick in the antiquity of Super Cup, AP Super Cup. The top-notch display, the understanding, the incredible. And the coach with a few necessary instructions out there. I think whatsoever the discussions were, it has been taken care of. As you can see, the winds blowing. Flag going up on that occasion. Not much that can be done. Going to be a throw-in here. The throw-in has been taken quickly enough. Now exquisite ball control out there. Once again, Godavari Football Club authorized. A few quick touches amongst themselves. A few quick connections. However, slightly miscued. Now Godavari Football Club, they have an opportunity. Can they sneak one through? They're appealing for a penalty. But it's not going to be as much as they would have wanted. There you go, kind of trying to open things up as much as possible. Another long ranger gets blocked. Now making as much as they can. Here they come. Fine ball and an excellent knock forward. The flag, did it go up? No, it hasn't. And that is goal number 4. Akshay could have had a 4th as well. But it looks like Akshay is the one who assisted that. And the man who batters home the belter is none other than Mohammad Samas. Very good strike. Once again, the predatory instincts. The goalkeeper taking out his own defender there. And Samas simply poking it home into an empty net. The goals keep on coming for Godavari Football Club and Vamsadhara FC. They are kind of obliterated, to be honest. Resume action. That's a confirmation of Mohammad Samas getting his name on the score sheet. I mean, this has been an absolute bull fest, a total destruction of Vamsadhara Football Club, Godavari FC. They're kind of relentless. They continue to deliver the payload in stunning fashion. Here's another lovely ball, another opportunity. He wanted to push it back, but quality effort there. And it goes out for a throw in. And a bit of a free kick involved out there, and a nasty push, which usually isn't the best of moves out there. And it's going to be a free kick in favor of Vamsadhara Football Club.
Substitution for Vamsadhara.
Substitution there for Vamsadhara Football Club.
Number 2 of Vamsadhara out.
And we are off and running for the free kick. Vamsadhara Football Club taking their time. Of course, it goes without saying. That's another lovely long ball, nicely brought down by Vamsadhara FC into centre. Godavari Football Club takes care of it. And they step forward once again every single time. They've gone forward. They've gone forward in numbers. They mean business. It can be a lot better in terms of aggression, can be a lot better in terms of attacks, but it isn't the case. Small touches out there. Godavari Football Club under control. And the change that happened a few moments ago for Vamsadhara FC, Venkatesh came in, Shrikar went out. Also, Naveen coming in, Santosh Kumar going out. Kind of compelled changes. They've already fallen behind by a significant mile, 4-0. They will need reinforcements in place. From here on, they should start focusing on how they can get those goals. That is more important. The flag's gone up despite the ball getting into the back of the net. It won't count. Lovely touch forward. Here comes Godavari Football Club once again, and Vamsadhara FC putting in a crucial block there. Stays with Godavari Football Club. Kind of stutter. They take a couple of tumbles as well. Another long ranger, but that was emaciated to say the least. Godavari Football Club on it. Here's an opportunity. Here's a chance again. Lovely cross comes in on the move itself. Godavari Football Club trying to poke home from close distance. It would have been an insane strike if that could have been on target. Almost rattles the woodwork there. And all the way to the goalkeeper. Here's Godavari Football Club. Once again, on the resurgence, another ball, another goalkeeping howler, and it's the comedy of errors that the ball falls back into the hands of the goalkeeper. There you go. Bobbling off each other's head, and the goalkeeper making a hash of affairs again. Akshay once again in the thick of things. Another lovely run from the left. Here's an opportunity. Cuts in sharply, but the ball goes out again. Going to be a corner. Good runs. All the way back to Vamsadhara Football Club. There's an opportunity again. Another fine ball onto the left. Once again, 10 shots already from Godavari Football Club. Dominance at its best. 6 of them on target, 4 of them in the back of the net. Quality there. Stays with Godavari Football Club as they try to make inroads from the right. Comfortable collections. Another long ranger, and what a strike it could have been. The goalkeeper almost making a hash of affairs out there. I think the collections need to be cleaner. You can't just afford to drop the ball at any point in time. 6 minutes of regulation time remaining. The more you drop the ball, is the more troubles you invite for yourself. You need to be on your toes at all times, and that is what will get you that momentum there. That understanding is very, very crucial. Clear away once again. Quick throw. Whisked away. Stays with Vamsadhara Football Club. I think a lot of learnings to come for them. Of course, their coach will like to have an option of an overall revamp. Another cross at the far right. Nicely brings it down. Smashes it into the defender. Vamsadhara Football Club trying to extract a glimmer of hope from incessant darkness. Another lovely cross onto the right brings it down flags corner. Last few minutes of that first half before whatsoever gets augmented. And here comes Godavari Football Club. Fine knock. Again, a lovely release onto the right. It is Mohammad Samas. Samas with that cross there and nicely blocked away. Decent defending there. No nonsense defending, to be honest. A bit of discussions going on between the referee and the players, just possibly urging them to keep things as calm as possible. Going to be a corner, another opportunity for Godavari FC to try and pound home that fifth as well. The corner floated in, had a lot of distance on it. Another flat shot from range there. And now, Vamsadhara Football Club. They try and take a shy and goal. Not a quick touch. Here now, just rotating around. Getting the ball in play. One step at a time. Can this be another goal scoring opportunity from the left? Wanted to nick it back into the stride of one of the players stationed in front. A little bit of fine opening if he could have actually sent the ball in. It's going to be interesting to see how many minutes get added on. 1 minute. It is what it is. So not too many stoppages either. So no reason for the game to be dragged out either. Brings it down incredibly well. Looks like a free kick going in favor of Vamsadhara Football Club. They're all set to try and poke home what can be a rollicking strike. Chips it straight into the hands of the goalkeeper. I think this is where the difference between a top team and one of the teams looking forward to score more goals comes in. There's ample difference. And that should mark the end of the first half.
Morning session, third match between
A very good game of football.
first half completed.
Akshay with the hat-trick, Mohammad Samas with the goal in the 25th minute,
Second match, Vishaka
and Godavari Football Club in the driver's seat comprehensively enough.
I request about the teams to kindly report
4-0. We'll take a look at the hat-trick.
out in the ground.
Started off with a shot, hammering that would work, and that's the opening goal for Akshay. Running through a melee of defenders and poking home once he was certain that the goalkeeper was miles out of that line. And he couldn't have done anything, to be honest. He could only watch. And then Akshay, from there on, he was relentless. Came all guns blazing over and over again.
Match
Kept on attacking with everything he could.
Vamsadhara FC versus
That was the second goal. Spearing home from point blank range, the goalkeeper. He already was
Vamsadhara nil.
looking in clumsy touches, and he know that it's not going to be of much help for him.
Football Association, APFA Football League for women. Very good response for the influence taken part of this mega event at the Olympic Sports Place. And the group from March 20th to March 20th.
There was another fine poke home, and the goalkeeper making a hash of affairs, proving it to be a letdown as the celebrations kept on going. And then Mohammad Samas just stepping up with the ball trickling out of the grasp of the players, rolling, tumbling, taking off each other, making the way even better for Godavari Football Club. Now the chance, which could have been flipped home, but it wasn't. It was a tough day in the office for the goalkeeper of Vamsadhara FC. But again, they'll have to take it in their stride and take their lessons. A decent enough free kick. Had a nice arc to it, straight into the hands of the goalkeeper. That's how the first half came to an end. We'll take a look at the statistics of the first 40 minutes. 41% ball possession for Vamsadhara FC, 59 for Godavari. A couple of shots, and both of them on target for Vamsadhara, but none of them at the goal. 12 shots from Godavari, 7 of them on target, 4 of them went in. A couple of saves from Vamsadhara FC, 1 of them saved by Godavari Football Club. Not much work for the goalkeeper, 3 corners for them. Couple of fouls for both the teams, no cards yet. We'll now dive into a short breather and return shortly with the second half of the contest. Stay tuned, everybody here. Stay tuned here.
Doing excellent medical practices to the injured players. Thanks to on behalf of Andhra Pradesh Football Association medical team. network. It's a wonderful coverage both the channels. session, there is a both match, Vishaka FC versus Kolar FC. Reporting time 3:30, kickoff time 4 o'clock. The coach of Vamsadhara, Mr. Nani Garu, and the coach of Godavari FC, Srinivas Reddy Garu. They have plenty of experience. Both the coaches giving a wonderful suggestions for the teams. Both the teams looking very good, colorful dresses.
We're back once again to the second half of the contest. So far, it has been a lopsided domination from Godavari Football Club and Vamsadhara Football Club now attacking on the frame from the left to the right. This time dressed in their pink and attacking on the frame from the right to the left in their signature greens is Godavari Football Club. Small touches all around. There was a long ranger flashing wide, dragged mighty close altogether. If they need to find a better angle, of course, the fact that they have scored 4 goals already will give them a lot of confidence. But there are times when you have to think about it in a better way, in a much more clinical way, and execute that to perfection instead of just going with the flow. I think football isn't all about hope at times, it's also about the conviction, it's also about the accuracy that we talk about. Back with Godavari football and a step forward once again. You're watching this game live on the official YouTube channel of Sports KPI and APFA official. I think obviously for these youngsters, it's a massive chance to showcase their skill. The flag has stayed down again. Is that number 5? It is. Another phenomenal finish. Once again, questions being asked about whether it was an offside or not. But the confirmation has come. The goal stands. And it's a substitute, Chepu, getting the ball into the back of the net as Godavari Football Club keeps on piling misery on Vamsadhara FC. Another fine run, timing that release to perfection, and also placing that exactly where it was supposed to be into that bottom right corner. Bottom left corner, rather. Apologies. Quality touch out there, quality finish. And I think Vamsadhara Football Club, they will really need to figure out what's going on They have been outplayed, they have been outclassed, and more importantly, they have been outmuscled as well. Godavari Football Club now trying to defend one of the possible attacking enterprises from Vamsadhara FC, and they do that eventually. Godavari now from the left, just taking their time. They know that they've got all the time in the world. You've got 5 goals in the repertoire of yours, and now pushing hard for that half a dozen. You've already made a statement. Another fine ball. It still stays alive, twisting and turning. Takes one on the turn. What a strike! Another sensational hit altogether. And that too on half a turn. When you lose your shape, when you lose your balance, it's never really easy. It just screams class and precision. The kind of power that you would have anticipated. Lovely twist, and it is Cheppu rather, with his brace already. Just a few minutes ago, he scored that first of his. That was the 5th for Godavari Football Club. And now twisting and turning, leaving Vamsadhara Football Club in a knot. What a rock solid strike there. And Cheppu continues to call the shots and will be eyeing for his hat-trick as well. Can very well be the second hat-trick of the tournament, and that too in the same game. And also rewrite history here itself. We talked about the fastest hat-trick in Super Cup AP, and that took 17 minutes to come. It came from Akshay, his teammate. Now Cheppu has already got a brace within just 4 minutes. He'll be desperate to get that third before that 17th minute mark. And what a moment it would be for Godavari Football Club. History deluging for them. And the ball keeps on bobbling off and eventually goes out of play. What a start to the second half this has been. Keeping the spirits up high, keeping the aggression high as well. Just ensuring the fact that there's enough gas in the cylinder. And the ball keeps on bobbling off each other. No threat whatsoever. Another long ranger trying to probe the goalkeeper from distance out there. At least something for Vamsadhara Football Club to look forward to. But again, I think the angle was pretty elusive. Could have been better. Took a bit of a tumble out there. The referee blowing the whistle, laying down the law, awarding the all-important free kick. There it goes towards that second post. It's nicely brought down, all right. Intercepted by Godavari Football Club. And now to step forward, looking to pin their hopes on that advancing attacking unit. Keeps that under control. A couple of pushes between themselves. A couple of touches just trying to keep the ball. Godavari Football Club now from the left. They arrive. Another opening, but kind of crowded out by Vamsadhara FC. Another chance there. Another goalkeeping howler. Easy pickings. That's number 7 for Godavari Football Club, and I think it goes without saying that they are eyeing for the double-digit mark. It can very well be a possibility.
Godavari FC scored the goal.
And I reckon it came from Parthiv this time. The first shot, the goalkeeper. There you go. He had no clue where he was. And stepping up, the ball was simply chipped over his head. In fact, it's Dilip with that finish. And now Dilip as well has got his name on the score sheet. Godavari Football Club is scoring for fun right now. It's too easy for them. It's like they know exactly what they are doing. It's like they know that they're only gonna keep on piling the pressure. They're only gonna try and make life as complicated as it can be for Vamsadhara Football Club. What a dominant display this has been. Yeah, that's a confirmation, Dilip, with that goal there. Absolutely brilliant. I mean, you gotta take a note of how things run and roll. Another fine knock. Nicely controls that from the left. Trying to get past their markers. Still on top of the ball. And despite ushering that forward, it's not going to be enough. All the way to the goalkeeper. This time he collects it and guns it forward. Half an hour of football to go forth. And Godavari Football Club, they actually have a chance of pushing it to double digits. Truth be told, this hasn't been one of the best days for Vamsadhara Football Club. They will definitely have to think about the course. And this is also, so far, it can very well be the biggest victory of the tournament. Once again, the goalkeeper out of his line. This time he collects it. It all started with Tungabhadra FC and Penna FC yesterday. And Penna FC walked out victorious 4-2. And then Coromandel FC with a couple of late strikes, defeating Nallamala Football Club 2-0. And then Godavari Football Club. They were humbled yesterday by Kolleru FC 3-0, but today they are on a different side. And Vamsadhara Football Club, they secured a victory yesterday, an impeccable one. Humbled Vishaka Football Club 3-1. Today, however, it's a different story. Godavari Football Club, they have looked a lot better. They have already hammered home 7 goals past a hapless Vamsadhara. The first match, Coromandel FC, they have claimed their second victory already. And it has come at the expense of Tungabhadra FC. The second match, which was played between Nallamala Football Club and Penna FC, that resulted in a 1-1 draw. So yes, we are very well en route to what can be the biggest victory of the tournament, of course. Small nicks out there. A nice bit of push towards the right. Twisting and twirling. Like an eddy in the mix. Godavari Football Club trying to put the numbers up. Vamsadhara Football Club had an opening, but eventually that wasn't enough. Kind of taking another backseat out there. It stays with Godavari Football Club. Controls that. Takes a touch. Wanted to sneak one out towards that far left. Decent control on display. A very gentle push out there. And now Vamsadhara Football Club with a shot from range. Took a deflection as well, and that has gone out for a corner. Here's an opening for Vamsadhara FC. The first corner of the morning for them. We're 7 minutes away from the 12 p.m. mark, so looks like it's going to be comfortable enough. Vamsadhara FC, they're kind of persistent on the fact that they try and get a consolation strike in place. Here they curl it in to the mix, but again, it poses no threat. And now, Godavari Football Club, the step forward once again. And top quality ball control. However, concede possession in no time. I think the kind of transition that we have seen for the teams in the last couple of games, in the last couple of days, I think it is absolutely crazy. I mean, dropping momentum and gaining it back. Very surprising. A change out here for Godavari Football Club. Looks like they are going to bring in Sainath in the mix. In fact, it's going to be a twin change. And Dilip, who's just gotten himself a goal, will be stepping out. And also Lokesh will be coming in. And the man who was in the thick of things a few moments ago, Parthiv, has been taken off. So good twin substitution altogether. Here comes Godavari Football Club. That's a gentle trip. The flag's gone up. Going to be offside for sure. A bit of tussle for the ball out in the center now. Nice push onto the left. Trying to control that. Stays with Vamsadhara. Push it all to the left now. Going forward one step at a time. Takes a bit of a bobble. Once again a chance here. This time Vamsadhara Football Club to take one from distance. Could have almost found themselves the all-important opening goal. Propelling their spirits out in the dugout. And yeah, it was a fine enterprise, to be honest. But nonetheless, the ball, it had an arching motion to it. And a bit of an injury problem. I think the first of the day. A quick exchange of words out there. He's all right. Going to be a free kick here. Another long ball, nicely traded away. Stays with Vamsadhara Football Club. Back with Vamsadhara FC. Knocking it out towards the right of theirs. Stays under control. And here's another opportunity for Vamsadhara FC. I think they've looked a lot better in the second half than they were in the first half. At least they've gone forward. Make no mistake, they're coming on the back of a victory. So, of course, they've got the necessary firepower. But at times, not always will it be a sunny day in the making. It can be dampened as well. Godavari Football Club comes in with a cross from distance. Unfortunately, it was way off target. It was Cheppu looking for that hat-trick of his. Still 20 minutes of action to go in terms of regulation time. Not a fine ball. Being knitted forward. Controlled again. Trying to steer it into the stride. Godavari Football Club keeps on driving from the right. Here they stay on the ball. Godavari Football Club still on the ball. But this time decent clearance. A lot more compact, to be honest. Showing the unison as well. .60 minutes so far. And at the end of the first 1 hour of football, as things stand, it is still 7-0 for Godavari Football Club. A drinks break.
Afternoon session, there is a fourth match, Vishakal FC versus Godavari FC. Reporting time 3:30, kicking off 4 o'clock sharp. Request about the team coaches and the players kindly note and attend immediately by 3:30 sharp. Time up. Vamsadhara, please make it fast. Substitution for Vamsadhara, jersey number 20 in, jersey number 15.
Right, a couple of changes out there for Vamsadhara Football Club. Resume action once again, and Godavari Football Club still in search of that all-important eighth. And Cheppu, of course, he's got his eyes on. I think it's been a while now. That hope of scoring the quickest hat-trick It has kind of dissipated. So yeah, now for him, it's to get that hat trick. Another long distance shot out there. Goalkeeper spilling the ball. I mean, come on. You got to take those chances. You got to wrap them up at the first go. You cannot afford to wobble so much. Another fine ball to Godavari Football Club. And again, just take a look at that midfield out there. I mean, so much of void. It's so easy, to be honest, for them to take the ball forward. Another shot from distance. I think, I mean, if they try and set it up into the stride of their teammates, it's going to be a lot easier. Instead of going from distance, instead of selfishly just rattling through. Ball keeps on bouncing very awkwardly, and yet it stays with Godavari Football Club. What a There you go, once again, just knocking it around. Vamsadhara FC trying to get as much as they can. Once again, all the way to the goalkeeper. Godavari Football Club once again through that center line. From the left, they push that ball forward. This time, though, the goalkeeper will get it under control. So, not a major problem. And the referee blowing the whistle out there. Stepping up from the left. Trying to control that as much as possible. Just a bit of a push outside the box there, headed away to safety. Godavari Football Club once again on the ball. Do they have the numbers to try and break down the Vamsadhara FC defense once again? From the left, an opportunity. But that kind of goes begging. And the ball trickles out of the bounds. Here you go, trying to bring it down as quickly as possible, but pushing it away. Comfortable enough. Still stays with Godavari Football Club. A bit of a push altogether from the back. Now from the left. Opportunity in the making. Another long range. This time smashing that upright. Would have been miles better. There you go. The goalkeeper once again just taking his hand off. I'm not really sure. He's kind of afraid to get that hand in place. Looks like it's going to be a goalkeeping substitution out here for Godavari Football Club. They want to try and test out everyone. I mean, not too much pressure on the goalkeeper, and as a result, they actually have the opportunity of making things count. Here's again another opening, another lovely shot out there. I think if there's one goalkeeping change that was kind of needed, at least for today. I mean, there are times when it gets a bit tricky. Fine movement altogether, but then straight into the hands. Comfortable enough, just the ball moving around easily enough. Last 10 minutes of this fixture. Decent exchange from each other. Once again, box to box action it is. The goalkeeper, the new coming goalkeeper, kind of screaming his heart out. Another quick throw taken in. Fine ball forward, trying to get the better of opportunities, but at the end of the day, it wasn't enough. Another fine ball. Not the most convincing one out there. Here they come once again, keeping the ball onto the left and just trying to control it as much as possible. A bit of another injury problem. 72 minutes on the clock, 8 minutes of regulation time to go. Another free kick in favor of Godavari Football Club. Stays with Godavari Football Club. Now shuffling from the left to the right. Control stays with Godavari, looking for that eighth goal through the center now. The ball still lingering around. A lovely ball inside the box there, headed away comfortably enough. Just keeping things in place. The kind of quality that you would have anticipated. It's really top-notch corner here for Godavari Football Club. Another set piece for them. One along the carpet. Poke towards the center. But not the most refined corners that you would see. Pushing it one knot at a time. Hoping to add more goals altogether. This time though, no real challenges. Ball possession, 57% for Godavari Football Club. Another opportunity for Godavari, 2v1 situation. Shot comes in and the goalkeeper spills it once again. Last 5 minutes and then whatsoever gets added on should very well get the job done. Cheeky back flick, setting it up into the stride. Here they come all the way from the right. Lovely ball. The goalkeeper makes a hash of affairs but does get a touch in. And the ball knocking around. Another fine push. Oh, the goalkeeper, did he just drop the ball again? I mean, think of it. You take a look at that way. Box to box, it is what it is. Small crafty passes. Still hanging around. Back with Godavari Football Club. Godavari Football Club. Acres of space ahead. Flag at set down. Opportunity. Goes for the near post. Should have gone for the far post there. Would need a bit more control, of course, but I think in football there are times when you have to choose between two elusive options.
Added in 2 minutes in second half.
Another opportunity, another opening. It's an empty goal, and somehow they still managed to drag it wide. You can see that the players out in the center were enjoying so far. I think now with the clouds coming in, it's a bit of a reprieve for them as well. A bit of a cloud cover will allow them to express themselves and do it better as the scrimmage for the ball continues. Out in the mix. Another lovely bit of save out there from Vamsadhara Football Club. And now the step forward. But kind of finds consistent resistance as well. Another lovely ball, and the goalkeeper once again just doesn't read the line. What's really happening? Two minutes have been added on. I mean, just that one. A couple of injuries out there. And now Godavari Football Club, they try desperately for that 8 goal. They had a golden opportunity to try and eke out what a double-digit victory. But not always do you have things going your way. I think after that 7 goal, they kind of pacified themselves. They also lacked out the necessary firepower to try and convert those goals. There's a chance again. Oh, the goalkeeper, he's just spilled it once again. What's really happening? He's not even able to control a ball that is absolutely harmless, toothless, heading his way. These are basics. These are being taught when you are a kid. And he's letting them slide. That's kind of shocking, to be honest. Another long ball. Another fine chance, and eventually goes out. And that is the final whistle. An incredible game of football finally meets its end with Godavari Football Club running absolute riot.
Godavari FC.
7 goals pummeled in.
Pronunciation support match
It
between
simply doesn't get better than that for them.
Godavari FC.
Akshay with a hat trick,
Time is 3:30
Chepu with a
second
brace,
half. Time is
Mohammad
stopped.
Samas and Dilip with a goal apiece. Exceptional football altogether. 7-0 is what Godavari Football Club has managed to secure. We'll take a look at the highlights. It all started with a goal like that 1v1 situation. Cool and calm. And hammering home from point blank range. Another fine strike at the near post. The celebrations kept on building, and I think it's a goalkeeper of Vamsadhara Football Club that they will have to take a look about. It has been extremely ordinary, and it hasn't been good enough. And in a football tournament like this, unless you're able to get your goalkeeping in place, I mean, just take a look at the goals. It's all over the place out there. That was another fine run, another 1v1 situation. The goalkeeper just stepping out of his line, making life a lot easier. A solid strike from distance. And that was another lovely shot on the turn itself. I mean, you kind of look forward to strikes like that. And that's how it all ended. A quick look at the stats. 59% ball possession for Godavari Football Club. 21 shots taken, 13 on target. 5 shots from Vamsadhara FC, just 2 of them on target. 6 saves by their goalkeeper. 1 save by Godavari Football Club. 1 corner for Vamsadhara FC. 4 corners for Godavari Football Club. 3 fouls each and no cards shown in today's game. With this, we come to the end of another fixture. In the last fixture of the day, they'll be coming up at 4 in the evening. It's going to be between Vishaka Football Club and Kolero FC. 2 superpowers meeting. So do stay tuned to Sports KPI's official YouTube channel and APFA as well. We'll return shortly. Thank you everyone for joining in.